The room is tense. Isabella Vance stands at a whiteboard covered in diagrams for a new, sustainable engine part. She's passionate. Isabella, this isn't just an iteration, it's a leap. The Vanguard material is lighter, stronger, and cuts our carbon footprint by 40%. This secures our future for the next 20 years. Across the table, her brother Gus Vance barely conceals a smirk. He's flanked by two slick advisors. Gus, it's a beautiful dream, Bella, really, but the R&D costs would cripple us this quarter. The shareholders want to see a return, not a science fair project. Isabella, it's not a dream, Gus. Dad's entire vision was about responsible innovation. This is the return. Gus, standing up, signal of finality. Dad isn't here anymore, and as CEO, my decision is final. We're shelving the Vanguard project. We'll focus on the acquisition of Apex Manufacturing. That's real growth. Gus and his team leave. Bella stares at her diagrams, a slow burn of frustration turning to cold realization. This wasn't a debate, it was a dismissal. BLLA's apartment, night. A warm, creative space filled with books and Chloe's artwork. Chloe, 10, is explaining a complex Lego structure she's built. Chloe, and see, this gear here controls the whole drawbridge, but the counterweight has to be precisely balanced, just like you said about the engine parts. Isabella, smiling proud. You are a natural-born engineer, my love. The doorbell rings. It's Yana, holding a bottle of wine and a thick legal folder. Her face is serious. Yana, we need to talk, now. They move to the kitchen. Yana places the folder on the table. Yana, these are the court papers. Gus is suing you for sole guardianship of Chloe. Bella is stunned into silence. She sinks into a chair. Isabella, guardianship. Chloe has a mother, a very present, very capable mother. Yana, he's not claiming you're absent. He's claiming you're unfit. He's compiled a dossier. It's all about your obsessive work. Ours, the instability of your divorce 3 years ago. The high-pressure environment you'd expose her to if you were to, say, lead a massive, failing project. Isabella, whispering, he's using my passion for the company as a weapon. This isn't about Chloe. This is about the Vanguard project, about control. If he can paint me as unstable, he can get my shares voted by a guardian, probably him. He wins the board. Family court day. The courtroom is pristine and intimidating. Gus sits with Arthur Sterling, his expensive lawyer. Bella sits with Yana. Eleanorvance sits behind them, her expression unreadable. Arthur Sterling presents Gus's case with smooth, polished venom. Arthur Sterling, Your Honor, my client's concern is purely for the welfare of a 10-year-old child. Her mother, while loving, is consumed by a corporate crusade. The exhibits show emails sent at 2 a.m., missed parent-teacher conferences, and a singular focus on a project her own company deemed unviable. We believe a stable environment, with my client and his wife, is in the child's best interest. Gus nods gravely, performing the role of the concerned uncle perfectly. Yana stands for her cross-examination of Gus. Yana, Mr. Vance, you claim to be concerned about your sister's obsession with the Vanguard project. Can you tell the court what the Vanguard project is? Gus, it's a high-risk, high-cost R&D venture, a distraction. Yana, and as CEO, you have the power to allocate resources for it. Gus, I do. Yana, and you chose not to. So, in effect, the very obsession you're worried about is a direct result of you denying her the ability to work on the thing she's passionate about. You created the stress you now seek to use against her. Arthur Sterling objects, but the seed is planted. Judge Morrison watches Gus carefully. BLLA's apartment, night. Bella is tucking Chloe into bed. Chloe, Mom, is Uncle Gus mad at you? Isabella, he's just Confused about some things, sweetie. But you know what? It's going to be okay, I promise. Chloe. I know, because you fix things, like in your workshop. You find the broken part and you make a new one that's even better. Bella hugs her tightly, tears in her eyes. This is her fuel. This is who she's fighting for. VANC Family Mansion, Day. Bella visits her mother, Eleanor. They sit in a sunroom overlooking a garden. Eleanor. Your father used to say Gus had the gift of gab, but you had the gift of vision. He saw this coming, you know, the battle. Isabella. Then why didn't he stop it? Why didn't he make it clear? Eleanor. Because he believed in you both. He thought his two brilliant children would figure it out. He left you both 30% each, and me with 10%, thinking it would force a partnership. He underestimated Gus's fear. Isabella. I can't lose Chloe because of this company, Mom. Eleanor. You won't, because you're not just fighting for her. You're fighting asterisk with asterisk her. Show the court who you are. Together. Family Court Day. The trial continues. Yana calls Bella to the stand. Her direct examination is brilliant. She doesn't just defend Bella, she showcases her. Yana. Ms. Vance, you were accused of missing a parent-teacher conference. Can you explain the circumstances? Isabella. Yes, it was the same night we had a critical supply chain failure. I handled the crisis by 7 p.m. and arrived for the last 15 minutes of the conference. I met with her teacher, and we scheduled a full follow-up for the next day. Yana then presents Chloe's school records. They are exemplary. She presents photos of their weekends, science museums, hiking, building robots. She presents a letter from Chloe's teacher praising Bella's engagement. Then Yana calls a surprise witness, Mrs. Croft, a retired head of R&D who worked with their father. Mrs. Croft. Isabella was her father's protege. She doesn't just have his brains, she has his heart. The Vanguard material, that was Arthur Vance's last. Unfinished dream. He and Isabella were working on the theory together before he passed. It's not her obsession, it's his legacy. The courtroom murmurs. Gus shifts uncomfortably. Eleanor watches, a faint, proud smile on her lips. VANC Industries, Boardroom Day. The final board meeting before the judge's ruling. The tension is unbearable. Gus is there, confident. The board members are seated. Bella walks in, not with a plea but with a presentation. She stands at the head of the table, opposite Gus. Isabella. A few weeks ago, my brother told you the Vanguard project was a dream. He was right. It was Dad's dream, and I have the proof. She clicks a remote. On the screen is a photo of their father's old, leather-bound notebook. Isabella. These are Dad's final notes. They contain the complete theoretical framework for the Vanguard material. I've spent the last 2 years not just obsessing, but validating his science. It's sound. It's revolutionary. She clicks again. Graphs and charts appear. Isabella. And it's profitable. I've secured a letter of intent from a major automotive group. They will pre-order the entire first year's production run at a premium, effectively funding the R&D and guaranteeing a 15% net profit increase in year 1. The Apex acquisition pales in comparison. The board members are stunned, leaning forward. Gus is pale. Gus. This is a desperate stunt. You don't have the authority. Isabella. You're right, Gus. As CFO, I don't have the authority to greenlight the project, but I do have the authority to solicit and secure partnerships. This isn't a request for permission anymore. It's a presentation of a done deal. The question isn't if we do this. The question is, will you stand in the way of your father's legacy and your company's future? Family Court Day. Judge Morrison enters and takes the bench. Everyone rises. Judge Morrison. After careful consideration of all testimony and evidence, the court finds the petition for guardianship to be without merit. The portrayal of Ms. Vance as unfit is not only unsupported by the evidence, it is contradicted by it. The bond between mother and child is demonstrably strong and healthy. The petition is denied with prejudice. Furthermore, the court finds the timing and nature of this filing to be a troubling use of family court for apparent personal and financial gain. Court is adjourned. Chloe, who had been sitting with Alina, runs into Bella's arms. Gus stares blankly ahead. Arthur Sterling pats his arm, a gesture of "we tried." Alina gives Bella a tearful, proud smile. VANCE Industries, boardroom 2 weeks later day. An emergency board meeting. The air is different, empowered. Chairman of the board. Mr. Vance, in light of recent events and the profound lack of judgment demonstrated in both corporate strategy and personal conduct, the board has lost confidence in your ability to lead. A vote has been called. The vote is swift and unanimous. Gus is stripped of his title. He looks around the table but finds no allies. His gaze lands on his mother. Gus. Mother. Alina looks at him, not with anger, but with a sad, definitive finality. Eleanor. Your father wanted a partnership, Augustus. You wanted a throne. You built it on a foundation of sand. Isabella built hers on steel. The chairman turns to Bella. Chairman. Ms. Vance, the board would like to unanimously offer you the position of Chief Executive Officer. Your vision is our future. Bella looks at her mother, who nods. She looks at Yana, who grins. She thinks of Chloe's words, "You fix things." Isabella. I accept, and the first order of business is the immediate approval and full funding of the Vanguard project. The boardroom erupts in applause. Gus quietly gathers his things and leaves, a defeated man. He has lost the company, the moral high ground, and the respect of his family, all through his own actions. VANCE Industries, rooftop garden, sunset. Bella. Chloe and Alina are standing together, looking out at the city skyline. Chloe is holding a small model she built. Chloe. Look, Mommy, it's the Vanguard building. See, I used the special silver blocks for the new material. Bella laughs, a sound of pure, unburdened joy. She kneels down to look at it with her. Isabella. It's perfect. The counterweight on the drawbridge is precisely balanced. Eleanor. Your father would be so proud of you, Isabella, not just for winning, for how you won, with your mind and your heart. Bella stands, putting an arm around her mother and her daughter. She looks at the city, not as a battlefield, but as a landscape of possibilities she now has the power to build. Isabella. We're just getting started. They stand together, 3 generations of strong women, looking toward the future.